Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, going to be called History is Nice. History is Dank with Strider Wilson.
Friggin' what up, dude? Welcome back to another ep of History is Dank. Dude, we're recording on a Friday, dude. I know this ep's coming out on a Tuesday, but we're sending you those fire Friday vibes right now, dude. We got Aaron on the sticks, dude. What up, Aaron?
What up?
Just freaking posted, dude. Just fired up on a Friday. You better believe we're fired up, too, because it's fucking 100 degrees over here in Burb Dank, where we record, dude. Just stoked, dude. Just freaking posted up, dude. How you feeling, dude? How you holding up in the heat right now, dude?
Oh, I'm doing all right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It's nice, dude. I want to just whip my shirt off everywhere I go, dude. Just sun's out, guns out, ready to rock and roll, dude. Fucking no shirt, no shoes, all the service. That's how I'm running my biz, dude. Honestly, dude, if you show up to my biz wearing not showing enough skin, get out. Get out, dude. Then honestly, if someone's going to complain to me like, hey, this guy's a pervert. He's telling me I need to take off my shirt in order to come in here. Yeah, do you want a burger? Ditch the lid. Ditch the lid, dude. Wife and kids, too. I'm a sick fuck. Speaking of sick fucks, Aaron, there's some demented schmoles out there. Oh, some schemers, dude. And my dank-ass fiance and I, and dude, isn't it just the best, dude, when you and your wife, when you guys... I would say that my dank-ass fiance and I, we actually kind of have pretty different taste in what we like with our entertainment in the movies and stuff, you know? And we're pretty cliche, you know? I like alien shit, I like killing and fucking, you know, and she likes singing and dancing, which I will enjoy. I mean, you know, oftentimes we'll settle on a fun love story. We both love rom-coms, so that's where we kind of merge. But like, you know, I'll probably end up watching action flicks, and when she's on her own, she's actually been crushing a lot of these documentaries now on like scammers, you know, and I think it kind of is like started with your, you know, your Firefest docs with the Fuck Jerry guys, and then the other Hulu one. You got The Dropout with Elizabeth Holmes and Thanos. Theranos, thank you very much. Thanos is the sick ass Josh Brolin, who has the ring and the snap, who's also a scammer, dude. Yeah. You've got there's a Bad Vegan one right now where she's like scamming her employees. There's an Uber one coming out, which
the WeWork.
There's exactly We Crash with Jared Leto, who actually this is his best performance, I think. Jared Leto is a guy who can't play normal, like he played Steve Prefontaine very well, and Jared Leto, he's easy on the eyes. He's easy on the eyes, but I'm like, dude, why does he have to be super weird and everything, dude? Just be chill. Yeah. Also, like no one loves silent retreats more, dude. If silent retreats are your thing, look out, dude. You should be doing one of those a decade, maybe, and that's if you're like in a church. You know, you can't be crushing too many silent retreats, dude. And then the best part is every like Instagram post I see of like him from a retreat, it's like him with a microphone. It's like as soon as everyone's stopped talking for a few days, then he just makes a big speech. There's that other girl like Anna Delvey. She had won like some elite art club or some shit and ripped off people in like a German trust fund.
Yeah, that I don't know.
That went a little more. That's a little bit more like.
I watched that and I was just like, what? Why does anyone? What is this? Who cares?
That one I kind of don't care. And kind of we like these characters sometimes. Like we kind of like Leo's character in Catch Me If You Can, don't we?
Yeah. He's a scoundrel.
Exactly. We kind of like a Robin Hood's a kind of a scoundrel, but he's
just robbing companies.
Exactly. But this guy that we're talking about today didn't do that. He ripped off the working people, dude. You know, he ripped off a lot of Italian immigrants because he was an Italian guy, and his name is Charles Ponzi, and you've definitely heard of a Ponzi scheme. So we're going to break down a little bit of how he got into it, what he did, and then get into a few of the biggest Ponzi schemes in history. So it should be some fun. But before we get into that, dude, I just want to throw a big shout out, dude, and I'm fired up to throw this shout out to Dadgrass, dude, who's sponsoring today's episode because, dude, Dadgrass knows you get by with a little hemp from your friend, dude. That's right, dude. They've partnered with George Harrison Estate to create a new CBD and CBG blend called All Things Must Grass, which pays tribute to the man who always let the good times roll. All Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 21 plus. They ship anywhere in the USA. Dude, I love that mine cruises right to my door, dude. Actually down to my mailbox there in my apartment. Then I pick it up, dude, and go to my balcony and just enjoy myself. So they're offering listeners 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/dank. That's dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. All right, dude. Aaron, this is something that I didn't know of. Like, everyone's heard of a Ponzi scheme. Oh, sounds like a Ponzi scheme. Not giving you my money. And like it almost just feels like that's like some sort of figure of speech that you say. But these things, like an idiom or something, but these things have meaning. And this phrase, a Ponzi scheme, is based on an actual guy named Charles Ponzi. He's born in 1882, died in 1949. And he committed what is known as, quote, the fraud of the century. He was born in Italy, attended the University of Roma La Sapienza. He cruises over to the United States, dude, like many people of his era in 1903. You know, he's immigrating here, dude. Give us your, what does it say on Ellis Island, dude? Give us your rags, your riches, or whatever, dude. Fucking, you know what I'm saying, dude.
I believe it's you're cold, tired, and hungry or something like that.
That sounds legit. That's
that
what's
might
up.
be, that might actually be on the Statue of Liberty.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's on like Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
I should know that, dude. It's fucking.
You're cold, you're tired, you're huddled masses or something.
Yes, cruising. And so he's cruising up and he's going, dude, I want to go make a new life. He's a hungry guy. And in fact, he has a quote of himself. He says, I landed in this country with $2.50 in cash and $1 million in hopes. And those hopes never left me. So the dude's, he's charismatic, he's confident, and he uses this to pull off his greatest financial scheme in history. But he also uses something that, you need to bolster that charisma and confidence with something, and that's called life experience. And he has some experiences that sort of, you can kind of see, and this is how things work. Hindsight's 20/20. You can go, okay, I can see how he kind of ended up doing this. And also, the only reason that he had $2.50 on him when he got off the boat at Ellis Island was because he gambled it all away, dude. So you can say he's got this. He likes to gamble. He likes to make that money. He feels the juice, and I think he's got that addiction to the juice, and I think that's going to play a role in this story for sure. But having arrived in the U.S., Ponzi soon moves to Canada, dude. So he gets here and he's like, you know what, dude? I don't know, bro. Maybe he's not holding down some jobs. He did work some odd jobs. Things didn't really work out, but he becomes an assistant teller at this new bank up in Canada in Montreal called Banco Zarossi. So that sounds pretty Italian. This guy's name's Ponzi. And, this is kind of how things worked in this era, 1903. Everyone's immigrating over. Oh, you got Italian connections. Oh, they're guaranteed 100%. There's tinges, if not waves of racism involved. But also on the flip side of that, it's like you have something in common with this person. You kind of feel like, oh, I kind of know this guy. I kind of maybe trust this guy. You can come work here. I get it. Oh, you're from, you like your mama's ragu. I like my mama's ragu. Like, here we go. Thing is, though, not a good call to trust Ponzi. Although he doesn't do anything bad at this bank, but he learns, Aaron.
Oh.
He learns. He takes in knowledge at this bank because the founder, this guy, here's his name, dude. Guess what his name is, dude? Italian. I'm going to give you two guesses of what this Italian dude's name is, dude. And I can say this because I'm partially Italian. I have authenticity. Okay. What do you think this Italian guy's name is, dude?
Giuseppe Spaghetti.
All right, I'll give you another hint. It's not Mario.
Luigi.
That's right, dude. This guy's named Luigi, dude. By the way, dude, when I play Mario Tennis, I play as Waluigi. I just want to give that a shout out. We have the same lanky body, but I bet Waluigi has a big, fat Wario-style penis. But I still have a little tiny, tagliatelle tink. So, Luigi Zarossi, the bank's not doing that great. It's tough. And he tries to remain afloat by funding the interest payments using customer deposits, new customer deposits from newly opened accounts. The bank does end up failing and going under, and Zarossi just bails to Mexico. So he rips some people off with a lot of the bank's money, aka his client's money. So
where he lives under the name Giuseppe Spaghetti.
He goes. But essentially what he did at that bank, he wanted to run a legit business, but he essentially did exactly what a Ponzi scheme is. And I'm going to define that for you. And sometimes with a definition, it helps to learn what it isn't. And I thought I was involved in a Ponzi scheme in college, which I was fired up because one of the hottest, most fucking jack dudes on the basketball team in college, I don't even remember his last name, but his name was just Jordan, dude. And he was so ripped. I swear he had 8 abs. And he was selling this protein powder. And I'm like, dude, look how ripped and jacked this guy is. Of course I want to get in and sell that stuff and get a little extra freaking IPA money, dude. Actually, at that time, I was really just housing of Natty Lights. But anyway, I was like, yeah, dude, why not, dude? I'm a freaking econ major, dude. Let me be an entrepreneur right here. So Jordan sells me some of his product, protein product that I have to buy from him. And of course, I don't go on and sell that shit. Like only a few people do. And then everyone gets paid like a percentage of that new sale. That's a pyramid scheme. A pyramid scheme is a business model that recruits members via a promise of payments of services for enrolling others into the scheme. So it's not based on selling products. You go out there and you trick some freaking fucking dork. You trick some fucking dork.
Dorks?
Yo, dorks. Dude, he just comes up and flexes his bicep. Dude, he used to wear like a chain, gold, like a thin gold chain necklace. It made me want one so bad. I was like, I can't pull that off though. I don't have the right pecs. I got pop but no fill on my pecs. It's tragic. It's why I keep my chest lettuce thick. So as recruiting multiples members becomes quickly impossible, right? There's only so many freaking dorks out there, dude. So most members are unable to profit as such pyramid schemes are unsuitable and often illegal. Sometimes, you can skirt around if you got the right stuff or sales structure. I think you actually need to have like an actual product, like a percentage of your income has to come from actual sales, not just, you see a lot of this stuff on Facebook with like some like house moms are selling makeup, and stuff like that. You see a lot of that in Orange County, dude. Women wearing, knee-high leather boots, skinny jeans, and, multi-tiered necklaces. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, and I'm only saying that because there's a niche for these Ponzi schemes. Ponzi used his Italian background. That was who he was getting. Italian immigrants taking their savings and promising them insane returns. And we'll get into him a little bit. But first, let's define exactly what a Ponzi scheme is, coined by this dude. Actually, I don't know who coined the term. Probably this dude from the Boston Globe that I'm going to mention in a little bit. But the dude who is the namesake, Charles Ponzi. The scheme is a fraudulent investment scheme in which existing investors are paid with funds collected from new investors. So the funds are not coming from the investment itself, the profits that, saying, ooh, I know this, whatever it is, whatever you're promising, how you make money in your scheme. And we'll get into what Ponzi promised, how he would get his high returns. Doesn't come from that. Comes from the dude running it, pocketing money, and then paying off his quote anchor investors or early investors. The typical scheme unravels once the number of new investors declines, meaning insufficient funds are available to pay everyone. In terms of the history of this particular scam, it actually, and this makes sense, coming from this article, it predates Ponzi. He's never the first. He was just the one who came about when, we had the technology and newspapers and more literacy and more people involved, and it was in the press. But there's Ponzi schemes that have dated back to Germany and other ones that can be tracked, and when you hear of it, it's never the first one. So let's just get into a little bit of Ponzi's background right now. So I mentioned he started working odd jobs, dishwasher in a restaurant. He moves to just hustling, grinding, you know what I mean, paying his dues, and and that was a big process. He's getting sick of these. He goes, look, man, I'm working hard and I'm getting nowhere. I want to get rich. I want to get big. I want a pair of new shoes with matching laces. Saturday night with the mayor's daughter. Look at me. I'm the king of New York. Suddenly, I'm ripping people off. So I mentioned, he's at Luigi Zarossi's bank. This is where he learns. He sees sort of the model of Ponzi scheming. He sees how it worked, but, he's not really into it. But, he ends up going to jail, though, because he takes a check from this bank that he knew was no longer in existence and tries to cash it in Canada and ends up in a Quebec prison. That's fraud for forging a bad check. And so he's in jail for a little bit.
Can you imagine being in a jail where they only speak French?
Dude, it's got to be such a pretentious jail.
Yeah.
Look, I will exhale a cigarette in your face. I can say this voice because I am also a little bit French. Thank you very much. Look at the... We don't ever go out and exercise. We simply go outside, have deep, new, and interesting thoughts, keep them to ourselves, and hold it over everybody's head. That is proper exercise. It's my French jail guy. Also, dude, yeah, you're not going to be able to have conversations, but maybe in jail you just want to keep your head down and get through it.
Food's probably good, though.
Pretty solid. Little escargot, dude. I've actually never had escargot. Have you?
No, I wouldn't.
I mean, dude, just a nice Bordeaux and a warm piece of French bread, you know? Wouldn't that just be nice?
Yeah. A little poutine?
Yeah, a little poutine. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. This dude then gets involved in smuggling Italian immigrants across the border into the United States. This also lands him in jail.
I knew it.
Yeah, sneaking in Italians. Come on, man.
Biden's open borders.
Yeah, it's messed up, dude. It's freaking messed up. He too lands him in jail for 2 years, and he goes to jail in Atlanta. Interesting enough, right? I was wondering what route this was. Just taking Italian dudes all the way, way down. It's like, dude, just get in a barrel, cruise over Niagara Falls, have fun, then you're there. So then he goes back to Boston in 1918. He marries the stenographer Rose Necco, Gnecco, maybe saying that wrong. He works more various jobs, including at his father-in-law's grocery store, but none of these things last long, dude. So you can just tell this guy, he probably doesn't like taking orders, probably doesn't like having a clock in. You know, he's like a lot of people. You know, we all want our get-rich-quick schemes and enjoying life, but you know, and you can have that, but you know, you got to have your bread and butter, babe. You got to be making money. Lucky to him, he married a guy who owns a grocery store, so he probably did a thing that a lot of dirtbag dudes do. If you can't get rich, marry into it. Mm-hmm. You know, so he's doing that, and then he gets a little letter in the mail, Aaron, and this is where things change for the better, but eventually definitely the worse. He receives a letter in the mail from a company in Spain. I guess he was like working, I don't know, doing something. Like a associate sends him this letter from Spain. Some fucking shmole, dude. And, you know, maybe it was, what's his name? The old bank owner, dude. Maybe it was Luigi. He's like, dude, I'm in Spain now. It's legit. Get out of here, dude. And he sends him a letter in the mail from a company in Spain that contained in it an international reply coupon. This is big. IRC. That can be exchanged for a number of priority airmail postage stamps from another country. So they offer this deal where if you send someone mail internationally, this company in Spain says you can buy the postage stamp here and help your person send something back to you. You know, if you want to do correspondence or stuff, you know, there's no Bezos, there's no freaking drones during these days. So it's just kind of a nice deal and competitive advantage here. And then the post office, the U.S. Post Office will redeem these for the current rate. And then Ponzi goes to redeem this IRC, this international reply coupon, and he gets some more expensive stamps. So it's a more expensive stamp in another country, and here it's like worth a little bit less. So let me get into it here. It's like the guy in Spain sends him this coupon for 30 centavos. In the U.S., the same IRC could be exchanged for 5 cents, significantly more than its value in Spain. So this is due to the exchange rate, especially with the Spanish peseta weakening against the dollar at the time. So Ponzi goes, I'm going to buy a fucking shit ton of these puppies. I'm going to get as much money as I can, buy them from weaker European economies like Spain and whatever, get these IRCs, and then exchange a ton of them in the United States and get huge sums of money. This is called arbitrage. This is still happens today. It doesn't happen like with IRCs, but it just happens like in money markets and exchange funds. And in the arbitrage is how you can make money, and that's defined as the simultaneous buying and selling of securities, currency, or commodities in different markets or in derivative forms in order to take advantage of differing prices for the same asset. So you're dealing with exchange rates and stuff. Very legal. Companies do it today. You just got to have money to make money. So, but he doesn't have money, so he goes around and recruits investors. And like I mentioned, he's charismatic. Where does he go? He goes to his Italian American immigrants and says, guys, look, and you know, he helps smuggle people across, whatever. He's hustled and he's a charismatic guy, decent looking guy. Saw some pictures. You know, he wears one of those like hats that look like the dudes that run around at like the ballpark, like selling hot dogs, like hot dogs here, like one of those Nucky Thompson style hats. He cruises around in one of those things, dude. You know, so he's legit. He's got confidence to wear one of those hats, dude. Only dude that I know, one of my bros that can pull off fedoras is my bro Brian D. Dude's legit, dude. He's freaking so legit, dude. He told me that he can't nut from blowjobs because he's had too many. That's how legit he is. So chill. I'm like, that's what it takes to wear a fedora? Not enjoying blowjobs anymore? Things just don't work for me. I need more and need more. So this fedora just reminds me of that. Sort of a badge, dude. That's why all fedora dudes nod at each other and tilt a cap. That's actually what tilting a cap means. It means blowjobs don't work for you anymore. So in February 1920, he recruits a pretty good amount of money. Think about this. In 1920, he gets 5,290 bones.
Wow. That's a lot of nickels.
A lot of nickels. And gets as many coupons as he can. In June, guess what it was worth, Aaron?
$70,000.
$440,000.
Wow.
In July, guess how much it was worth?
From 5,000.
Mm-hmm. This is just exchange rate fluctuating economies. I think over in Spain, you've got revolution going on. You have massive inflation. Dollars doing well. You know, this is back in a time when the States is pumping stuff out, dude. This is the 20s, dude. Post-war economy. We're rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Oof. Now it's closer to $1 million, probably, right?
Couple.
Wow.
6.5.
Wow.
So, but here's the thing. He gets greedy. And instead of taking and making his business legitimate and paying out investors, what does he do?
Takes it all.
He pockets that shit.
Yeah. If you pay back your investors, this is all legal.
Yeah. You pay back your investors. You made your money. You're good to go. All legal.
Although, do they expect to make significantly more?
He went around saying you will make 50% in interest within 90 days. That was his promise, which is unheard of, right? That's massive.
But that's what he did, right? I mean,
yeah, he did. Yeah, he went out there and like that happened. Now it's like a little more than what that was November to June, November, December, January, February, March. So a little bit longer, right? So he was probably already, you know, this is probably what he promised people like later to his new investors. But yeah, no, I mean, dude, he had something. He was obviously on to something, and obviously this was working. It was legit. It was a good idea. And it was like a ground floor in.
Bold to rip off Italians.
Yeah, you don't do that, dude. You don't do that. Especially your family.
Yeah.
Fucking family! We're family! I can say that. I'm Italian. So he pockets this money and develops this thing of just recruiting new people. He would lie. He would lie and say that he has a team of agents in Spain and other various European countries that were able and on the ready to buy up these coupons as soon as they're released into circulation. And he just gets in there and makes it happen. And really, he's just pocketing this money. He buys himself. He has one of the very first heated pools in the United States. Oh, wow. Buys himself a fat ass house, dude. It's legit. He's stoked. But here's the thing, Aaron. A little bit of Icarus. He's flying a little too close to the sun. And he gets a little bit too much attention. You know what I mean? He likes the attention. He's a charismatic guy. And pride and this is actually really isn't pride, arrogance is begetting the fool in this case. And we're going to get into how he starts his downfall. But before we do that, once again, I want to let you know that mellow revives are a moment away with Dadgrass, dude. They'll take you back to a time when music was on vinyl, Books were bought in a store, and hipsters wore a style of jeans. And to celebrate the passage of time, they are doing a special collab with George Harrison's estate to mark 50 years since All Things Must Pass album. That fires me up, dude. Just going back, dude, George Harrison's got some of my favorite jams, dude. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to light something up and enjoy the tunes and really just be even mellower during it, I can't think of a better thing to light up them Dadgrass pre-rolled joints. I mean, that's what I'm all about, dude. I'm not really dexterous with my fingers, dude. Despite being good at lovemaking, I really like those pre-rolls, and I think, you know, sparking one of those bad boys up to some George Harrison in honor of his 50th anniversary of the All Things Must Pass album, and I think that'd be legit, dude. And Dadgrass has partnered with the Harrison estate to create a special blend of CBD and CBG, along with a collection of toking accessories called the All Things Must Grass. And I mean, it's a great pairing, dude. It's a no-brainer how legit it's going to be. I mean, it just makes me, I'm going to have to honestly, because I like to take my Dadgrass pre-rolls out on the golf course with me too, share them with the boys. And then I got, you know, my speaker playing out there in the golf cart. I'm throwing some George Harrison on that mix. You know I'm going to, dude. So I'm stoked on that, dude. And the thing is, it's easy for you to get to because all Dadgrass products are federally legal for ages 21 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S., dude. So whether you're looking for a new buzz or a chill way to enjoy an old favorite, Dadgrass will leave you in a euphoric mood. And right now, Dadgrass is offering our listeners, you Danktorians, 20% off your first order when you go to dadgrass.com/dank. Go to dadgrass.com/dank for 20% off your first order. That's dadgrass.com/dank. All right, dude. There's a few articles that come out about Ponzi, dude. His meteoric rise to wealth and fame, dude. And, you know, with this wealth and fame comes suspicion. This guy gets sued by a financial writer for claiming it was impossible for him to guarantee such returns over a short period of time. He's like, how can you do that? There's just no way. Now, what's Ponzi, you know, goes to court. He's got money to do so, right? He's stealing his investors' money. He ends up winning the lawsuit, and the writer failed to prove his allegations. But this sort of gets the foot in the door, you know, for people looking around, snooping around, what's going on with Ponzi. Then you get this dude, Clarence Barron, dude, who's, I think he writes for the Boston Globe, which was like a, you know, who knows if there's like an old school spotlight piece, but he basically shines a light on what's going on with Ponzi, and he posits a very interesting or a very pragmatic, simple thing. He goes, why would you invest in regular stocks and securities that could yield up maximum 5% return? Why wouldn't you invest all your money in your own project, which you guarantee people 50% returns? Like, that's weird. It's weird that you wouldn't do something so great and you know how to use it. And here's the thing that's with the Ponzi scheme that all people do. It's a very common trait. They claim to have esoteric knowledge that they cannot share because it would enable competitors to get into the market, and he wants to offer you the best rates and everything. So really, he's doing you a favor by not telling you how it works. Classic gaslighting, dude. So Ponzi is calculated that covering the volume of his investments made through Ponzi scheme would have required, and he does like the math. He goes, it would require around 160 million coupons. He's like, with the amount of investors you have, the amount of profits you are promising to return, it would require 160 million coupons. That's of these IRC stamps, right, to have been traded. Yet there were only 27,000 coupons in circulation. And it makes perfect sense. The government's not going to put an infinite amount of these things on there. Someone's going to take a ding. Like, they can't, you know, not going to make these things infinite. Anyone who actually has a lot of money would just go in and do it and make money on their own overnight. So this right here, it's like, dude, bold-faced lie, bold-faced lie. Why aren't you investing in your own stuff? You must not believe in your own stuff. This article comes out. People are reading it. Whoa. Ponzi's really shaking in his little space boots. His office gets raided by freaking federal regulators, dude. Freaking regulators, bro. Financial regulators, which sounds sick until you think the word financial regulators.
Yeah.
Like, you probably think it's going to be some jack dudes wearing, like, you know, freaking tack vests and cargo pants, if they even had those back in the day. But it's probably just some dudes wearing, you know, tucked in Oxford blue shirts with like pit stains and glasses. Probably some suspenders and like brown pants.
Yeah. Pocket protectors.
Yeah, pocket protector looking around being like, give me the papers. No, but they're probably really like, excuse me, where are the papers? So these guys cruise in there and they audit. They should just be called auditors. That's what they are, dude. And it's revealed. So Aaron, it was mentioned he would need 160 million copies of these coupons, 27,000 really in circulation. You'd imagine he'd probably have a pretty good amount of actual money in these coupons, like of these postal coupons on his person or with his business. You know what I mean? Do you know how much he had a grand total? And mentioned he had like $7 million. Do you know how he had a grand total of how much of fucking work? Why can't I say this sentence? In his possession, do you know how much money worth of postal coupons he had?
I don't know, like another 10 million? 4?
I'm gonna give you a hint.
$3.
Way lower.
Yeah.
And it's close. It's close to how many home runs Babe Ruth hit, and then he was out hit by another dude named Roger Maris, right?
For the season, 60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He had $61 worth of postal coupons.
Wow.
So this dude was just literally all smoke and mirrors, not even bothering to invest because he had no agents, and it would have cost him money to go and like actually run this, but he would have had money to go and run it. He just like, and I'm like, dude, in my mind, I'm like, it's more stressful to keep lying to these people than like actually try to run a business. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, hire some people who are pretty smart and can help you out. Like you did a really hard part of raising the money. It's not easy. Now let someone come in, but he's greedy. So he ends up going to jail they get him on the actual charge of mail fraud, and he goes to jail for it's like 14 years in total of like a federal crime plus like the state stuff. So he goes to jail for 14 years, and then once he's released, he gets deported to Italy, and he ends up he lived in poverty, and he died in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 1949, which is a pretty sick place. So I'm glad that he made it out there. And his thing went down how most Ponzi schemes go down is when people start wanting, once you're not able to recruit new people and get new money because you've been pocketing it yourself and you don't want to give up your own money or you've spent it all, and you can't get new recruits and people want their returns and they go, well, where the fuck are my returns? And then you're toast. So that is the brief tale of the origin of the term Ponzi scheme from the gentleman namesake Charles Ponzi, who was actually clearly not a gentleman. He was a scoundrel, like you said, Eric.
Fucking dork.
Yeah, fucking dork. So, but what's interesting, and I kind of touched on this earlier, is these things still happen. This happened in 1920, right?
Yeah.
These things still happen to this day. You can't talk Ponzi schemes without talking Bernie Madoff.
Yep.
He did one of the longest and biggest ones in the history. He got busted in 2008. I think he's dead now. I think he did die in prison.
Yeah, he died in jail.
But it started in 1991. And he used to work in NASDAQ. See, all these guys kind of have a legit position. You have to learn. And then they sort of become weasel scoundrels and rip people off.
He swindled the Mets.
Yeah, dude. Another guy gets involved in F1. But dude, there's some interesting ones here that I want to just kind of go through and look at. Let's see. Some ones that I want to mention are this Mutual Benefits Corporation, this guy Joel Stinger. He's just an all-around bad guy, dude. He would resell death benefits. He would have doctors, and he would like trick some doctors, but then also get some sketchy doctors to be like, oh yeah, this patient's about to die, and he would take their term life insurance policies, sell them like lower because like I don't know like the essence of it, but like the fucking this Mutual Benefits Corporation. So he would buy insurance policies from terminally ill patients at a discount to the death benefits, then sold them to investors with the promise of high returns. And it's like, this is, you're already lurking in dark waters here, dude. And the investors that are interested in this are just like, damn, dude, this is a new way to make money. It's interesting. But, he falsifies health records. And then the best part is because that like 90% of his patients, because he was falsifying so much, lived too long. So like the fact that they didn't die would default he would default and like had nothing. And so, but he got away with it like for over a decade. And he got 20 years for jail. And I'm like, that guy's a true piece of shit. And you look at him, dude, and you're just like, he looks like fucking, he kind of looks like Chris Christie a little bit. Ugh. Yeah. You got, let's see, there's another interesting one in here. There's a few. This is a good article from Visualized. Okay, this guy's an interesting one, dude. He's a founder of something called MMM Global, Triple M Global. Sergio Mavrodi. What he does is, so he basically creates his own shares for his company and creates his own currency. And he's doing this over in Russia. So, and it sucks because he's ripping off people of their life savings. That's why these guys are such scoundrels, dude. They don't care. Hardworking people's money. He ends up going down for tax evasion and stuff. But this is what really turned me on to this, is he has this MMM Global. He ends up getting a ton of money from, Russian people saying like, the shares of my company are worth 65 cents each, but promising 1,000% annual return. He sets prices arbitrarily.
1,000%?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
fall for that.
That's what I mean, dude. And part of you feel bad, but he's going to people that are, this is taking place in '89. He gets up caught in 2003. Yeah, I mean, there's a part where you like look at some victims and you're like, dude, this is why you don't give, especially all your life savings or like anything big like that. You do not give that much, dude.
If it's truly 1,000%, like, then give him just a little bit,
dude.
If you're going to turn 1,000%,
totally. And maybe it's just
bet that big.
Yeah, never bet that big, dude. Exactly. But these guys are charismatic, and they're liars, and they know the way to get into these people. For me, I'm just like, if I've heard of it, if the interesting information or the harbored information of like, ooh, a good deal has made it down to me of where I am in my station in life, everyone knows about it already. Like, there's no way you're going to trick me and be like, no, there's no way I'm getting in on the ground floor, dude. Yeah. I've got no money. No one gives a shit about who I am. I don't even like me that much. No, it's not going to happen. And dude, but this MMM coupons thing really tripped me out because it sounds exactly like fucking NFTs, dude. It's literally a currency that's being invented. Yeah. And some of them are interesting. Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. It's cryptocurrencies. It's these altcoins that are being mined, set at values that seem arbitrary. And like, I guess there is a blockchain market that like does have something involved, but you're giving USD dollars and getting fake coins that might inflate in the future. No one really, there's a few people that know how this works because it's probably who are the people getting the US dollars? That's what I'm wondering about these things.
Yeah.
I don't quite know. But people have made money off of it. Hey, and if you do get in early enough, a lot of these times these schemes, it does work out. But I'm just saying, that did interest me a little bit. I was like, oh, well, that sounds a lot like an NFT. Let's see. There's one more interesting one that I want to talk out. I'm in Global.
Isn't there like a
Bernie Madoff?
Is there like a sitcom where like someone created their own currency, like their name?
Probably
Bucks.
The Simpsons.
I know Mickey, like Disneyland used to have a currency there.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
It's casinos, dude. It's candy, bro.
Yeah.
It's legit. Anyway, dude.
But yeah,
be careful.
if you say 1,000% return, okay, well here's $100 then.
Yeah, I'll give you $100. You know what that is? That's called gambling, dude. Yeah. That's when I go and put money on March Madness.
But like 1,000% return on $100 is a lot. Like it's 10. Is it 10 grand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take that. Thank you. Oh, and it works. Guess what?
I don't need to give you 10 grand.
There we go. And a lot of times, how they would get so much money, because you think about like how they're convincing all these people, because he'd get new investor money, he would give those big returns to those initial investors. And then guess what? Once you make that 10 grand, Aaron, you might be inclined to go, oh, I'll pocket some of that, but you know what? Take 1,000 this time instead of I'm going to keep 9,000. That's even if you're being less aggressive. A lot of people just go, ooh, let it ride. It's only $100, right? House money now. So it is. You know what I mean? And you can see how it gets like out of control. And then you got to keep paying people off with the same money. Like, he has to find a way to then give you those same returns on that amount of money. Stressful, bro. I'm like, just run a real business.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's do a few questions and bone out, dude. Let's see here, dude. This is from Irvin, dude. Strider and Aaron. I have a 2-part question. I met this girl through Hinge over a month ago, and it's been lollipops and rainbows ever since. Great chemistry and great compatibility and great conversations. The whole thing. We're both in our very late 20s, and I sense we both want to settle down within the next few years. I find myself often thinking about a future with her, marriage, kids, a house, and even wanting to buy a fat, juicy credenza with her. Let's fucking go, dude. My only concern is that I'm thinking about these things too soon, considering it's only been over a month. I sense that her level of interest is mutual, but I don't want things to move too fast. My question is, how soon do you know that your dank fiance was the one? Great question, dude. Also, I want to improve my tongue darting game. Now we're talking. But I find my tongue flexibility and agility are not at prime levels at all. Any tips on improving this essential skill? I watch the pod on YouTube, so an audio-visual tutorial would be great. Oh, dude, that's great. Maybe I'll put a visual tutorial on the Patreon, dude. I don't want to be too blue out. I don't know who's watching. But
isn't he's talking about tongue flexibility and stuff. Isn't the real muscles involved in the tongue dart are really the neck?
Correct.
Yeah.
Aaron, we're getting into it exactly. And here's the thing. And I did learn about this in another post. Like, some people have that little thing beneath your tongue is shorter, so people can't really quite get their tongue far out. Like, who's the guy from Kiss who obviously can? Gene Simmons can get it out way far. Some people are a little bit limited in that regard. But the thing is, with the dart, you don't need to stick it out too far. It's just out a little bit, and then it's really the neck going back and forth like that. So you're using a larger muscle group to get a little more tender force, is what I like to call it, with your dart. And so I would say just getting yourself some bands, go to the gym and just do some light band work. You don't want to do heavy weight resistance. I think just natural, light band resistance is okay. If you want to have a workout buddy, you could just do a little tension. You lay back on a table, if your buddy put his hand on your palm, and then you just you slowly move it up, and you allow him to move it. You don't want to stop it there. You'll strain your neck. It's easy to do so. And then you can slowly get a little more rigorous in time. So yeah, target the neck muscles. That's going to help you with your darting. And then that's going to play directly into your concern of moving too fast. I mean, look, baby, you got to subscribe a little bit too. The phrase "mama don't hurt her" is usually when you're doing something bad. But also, hold these feelings, treat her right. You don't need to share and I know it's going to feel so good. Oh, I love you so much. I want to share it with the world. I want to sing it from the hills. And that's a great feeling, and I love that. Tell your boys, you know what I mean? Clear the hopper over a beer. Dude, I think she's the one. I love her. She's awesome. But yeah, give it a little time before you drop the L word. And I mean, every relationship's different. I feel like a month is definitely on the early side. I've known people who have said it after 3 weeks. Some people say it after 1 day. So there is no right time. You sound like the feeling's mutual. I think maybe have a nice moment. I mean, an anniversary, 6 months, a year. I think easily you could say spend a year with someone, you definitely love them. So I think you can wait another month or two, just as a general rule of thumb. But, actions speak louder than words. Have your loving actions. Don't ask her to move in right away. There's stresses that are involved with that. But, just being a sweet, kind guy, that's all good. What do you think, Aaron?
I mean, I'm a quick to say I love you. So I'm probably bad, but it was like 2 months.
There you go.
About maybe 2.5 months. Where my wife and I both said it to each other. And I said it first.
My dank ass fiance said it to me first. I actually didn't even say it back right away because I was like, I don't know, and I didn't want to be like, oh, I love you. I don't just throw that around. I don't even come from a family where we say I love you. We just look at each other and we go, mm-hmm. And so I did eventually say it shortly afterwards. After we had more of a talk.
I would assume you did eventually.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're getting married. I'm gonna save it till after. Yeah, I'm a love saying virgin, dude. That's what it really is. But dude, I'm fired up.
Night.
What's that? Oh yeah,
wedding night.
Exactly, dude. So, dude, I'm fired up for you, bro. Enjoy this time, man. Don't be stressed. Don't be tripping. Fun. You're all good. Yeah. And look, dude, if you're gonna get burnt being honest and true about your feelings and telling someone you care about them, baby, that's just called living life. That's okay.
That's not even a burn.
It's gonna sting. Yeah, exactly. You're chill, dude. Yeah.
You feel the way you feel.
Yeah.
That's no one else can control that.
I love it. Exactly. I love it, dude. Let's see. Let's do one more then bone out, dude. Let's see. Strider, my dog. Today I come up to you with sadness. We're having to put our dog down this afternoon. He's an 8-year-old German Shepherd who's had 3 legs his whole life, and he just hit a wall, unable to stand, walk on his own anymore. It sucks.
No.
Because he's still alert and all there mentally, but he just can't do anything physically. Any words of wisdom of how I can be there for my Dank fiance? She's had him for his whole life. We've been together about 3 years. Also, German Shepherds are among the dankest dog breeds. Maybe an ep on history and police, military, etc. Dogs. That's a great episode idea. Much love, Alex. Alex, I'm sorry, man. I mean, dude, there's no... Dogs are part of the family, bro. This sucks, man. It sounds like he cares more. It sounds like he's concerned about his fiance's feelings in this matter. Just be gentle, give the guy a nice treat, have him be happy. I think you can be there petting the dude while you do it, but it's like, it's such a tough call, and I'm sure you talk to the vets, and it does come down to
quality of life.
Quality of life. It's like, I think you've come to that margin where you go, am I keeping this dog alive more for me and the dog's actually suffering because I don't have the heart to put it down? So good on you guys to be like, look, we need to put the animal out of his misery. Maybe he's on a slew of meds and pills. And so, yeah, it's a tough decision. And sounds like you guys have gone through this whole process. And yeah, man, just be there to comfort your fiance. I don't think there's any words. I think you can maybe go do something to celebrate the dog or something that you guys liked to do with him together or something. And, in time, things will get better. And I'm sure you guys will get another fucking dog soon. Dude, German Shepherds are legit. There's also those Belgium ones, which are fucking elite dogs. I forget
Malinois.
Yeah, Malinois. Those are fucking elite. So, yeah. I don't know, Aaron. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the bad advice would be get another one immediately.
Yeah.
I don't think you
don't dive right in.
I think you gotta let you process this first. And feel the empty space, and then get another one at some point. But yeah,
go
it's
out.
Tough. I mean, you had a dog that had 3 legs. Like that already is like super generous and bold, and if they just can't do that anymore, that sucks.
Yeah, dude.
I'm trying to think like if there's like there's certainly like dog little carts and stuff that they can walk with or in or whatever, but like I don't know. That's tough.
Tough, dude. Alex, thanks for writing in. I mean, yeah, our condolences, all the best, dude. It's one of those things where there's no right words. I think it's just like, I always say like, look, man, I won't bring it up. I want you to let you know I'm here for you when you want to talk about it at any time. And then I'll say, unless you want me to bring it up. So, damn, dude. What's that new Channing Tatum movie that's coming out where he's like got a military dog, dude?
It's already out. It's called Dog.
Have you seen it?
No.
You know that's just like...
I don't think...
Grandpas are going to love that movie.
Yeah, I think it's more about PTSD than it is about the dog. Like, the dog's not going to die, I don't think, in the movie.
Dude.
But I can't take that movie anymore.
No. There's some dank-ass dog movies if you want to watch. Dude, like, we did... what was the fucking... it was like episode 6 that we did. The fucking shmole dog got all the credit, but really it was the dog, I think Toto. No, not Toto. That's the dog from...
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz, dude.
Smoke? Was it Smoke?
So we did an episode on Smokey the Terrier and how that plays into PTSD. Yeah, that is like a really a big thing. But there's... I'm going to look it up before I go because it's hilarious that I can't remember back. Dude, I woke up this morning. My Denk's fiance is like, hey, what'd you watch on TV last night? Because you were like... And I was like, I literally like couldn't remember what I watched. And then I was like, oh yeah, I watched Last Kingdom, which is a legit ass show.
I just read an article that said like, don't do anything. Don't make any decisions. Don't do anything important after 9. So
yeah,
even when you watch something, it's like, I don't remember it.
Dude, exactly. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this. Togo. Dank Dog Togo, dude. That's a good movie, and it's got my boy Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
So go back, listen to that episode. Be nice, dude. Other than that, dudes, keep writing me in with questions, comments, concerns, shout outs. I always get fired up on a shout out for someone who's legit. And, you know, leave a review for the show. That always helps, dude. Check out the Patreon. And hell yeah, dude. Aaron, you're a legend. Thank you. Freaking stay stoked. Let